Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to SATURDAY Night. I am so thrilled. I've been so looking forward to this talk. We have not had Susan on in a bit. It's been a minute or so, but I always learn so much when you're on. I just adore you from day one.
Thank you.
Adored you, and I will tell you about our guest in a minute. Let me say hello to folks. Hello, Shanta Marie on Instagram, and hello, Gail and Jean and Michelle and Liz and Angie. We'll say hi. And oh my goodness. And Delora, grand evening to you. Thanks for being here, everybody. Saturday nights are our new times. Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain. I think I got all the time zones covered. Uh, Joy, good to see you. And Beth, good to see you. So here's a cool thing about Susan. Susan is a numerologist. She's a psychic medium. She is also a author of this amazing book, Wisdom of Numerology. Guys, this book, if you want something that makes it crisp and clear and no caffeine, this is like such a good book. I'm telling you, she's got the examples of life numbers, of personality numbers, talks about life cycles, talks about what your year is all about. I mean, everything is in here. And you did such a great job. Well, we'll share your new news in a bit, but you did such a great job with this that I have every time you should be on my little TikTokies that I'm on. I tell people to go get this book. I tell them that it's really good. Well, you know what? You know your stuff, Susan, and you explain it so well with heart and with passion. And it can get crazy, as you know. Astrology, numerology, it can all get like, what the what? But you make it easy. And that's what I appreciate.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And I think for me it has to be easy or I'm not going to do it. I love astrology too, don't get me wrong, but it just went a lot of it to really get into it for me was too difficult. And numerology really spoke to me. I know I've done this in past lifetimes, so I think maybe that's why, it all just came.
Yeah.
It just came here. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for all those nice words. And it's easy. It's easy for me, and I think that's why I can make it easy for other people, because I can. I don't waste words.
Yep.
I'm trying to talk about, but yeah, no, I don't spend a lot of time just fluffing things up. This is it. This is the stuff. So if you don't want to spend a lot of time reading a whole bunch of words and you want to know what your year is, then you can just go back to year 8, which is what 2024, right? 2024 is a year
brilliant.
8.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2 + 2 + 4. So we can read that chapter in the book and whatever. I'll tell you about it though anyway. But yeah, no, thanks so much for the kind words.
You're welcome. And Susan and I, guys, if you're new to Susan, we met at Celebrate Your Life. We were both attendees, and we met and just hit things up. And she was working on this book, and she got the book, and you've been going. And also, guys, she's a well-known traveler too. I didn't share that information, but you have been around the world, and you've done a lot, and that's awesome.
Well, I'm excited about our cruise. I'll just plug that right now. I am just, and you're going to do it better than me, but I love the idea of doing the cruise, and I can't wait. I've never been to Roatan, so there you go.
Okay.
And I've never been to some of the places we're going to go on the islands. Yeah.
What cruise are we going to, Susan?
Oh, well, gee whiz. Okay. It's the Spirit. You need to talk about this because you're so much more well versed in it. But it's the Spirit Heart Cruise, and I am so honored because I get to speak and I get to talk for 2. So I'm going to plug me. I get to speak for a couple of hours. I get to do a whole training session on numerology, and I am just well, you'll find out about how much fun I have talking about it. But I'm not the only one. There's great people on this cruise.
We
Elias,
have
tell us about them because it's
we have
awesome.
we have Kathleen L, who wrote that amazing book, and I have it right here. It's oh no, I moved it. Um, where she has the book Shattered, which is just an
Oh,
amazing
yep,
book
yep.
about loss and grief. We have Jean Tyndall talking about crystals. We've got
So excited.
Patricia Cobo, who's going to
Yes.
do the soul painting. We've got Mama Medium, Jenny Marie. We've
Oh,
got
wow.
Jeremy McDonald, who's
Oh,
running the whole gig.
love him.
We got some really, really good. Thank you. Shattered Together. Thanks to Laura. We have some really good people. Hello, Miranda and Susan and Jody and Chris from Iowa and Ashley BP. Yes, empath. Jean says she loves your book. She
Oh,
loves
thank you,
it.
Jean. Thank you.
So,
I'm
so great.
glad. I'm glad.
So great. And guys, the Anthony Borges, so good to see you, my friend, and congratulations on having your baby coming soon. So wonderful. Thanks for being here. And CA kids, good to see you. Thanks for all for being here on the Instagram. So tonight we're talking about transformation. It's our theme for the month, transformation. And hey, Kathleen, good to see you. We're talking about how do we transform, how do we shift into 2025. So
Big.
number wise, are we just going to look at 2024, add them all up together, it's an 8-year, correct?
Right, right.
Okay.
Now, so and we're almost all over it, right? We're into the fourth quarter of it. So there's a you can look back. Now, this is what's really cool, and especially now everyone know that it's an 8-year universally. But we're going to find time to talk about what a personal year is, because that's just a little bit different. But everyone has a little bit of 8 in their chart. Some people have a little bit more 8 because they have a personal year that ends up being an 8 too. But this 8-year, again, adding the numbers together gives us an 8. This is a transformational cycle
Mm.
because there's so many. It's a transformational year. There's so many opportunities that come into an 8. It's about business, it's about management, it's about organization, and it's also about your own personal power, that you are being an authority, because that's a huge part of 8 is understanding your own authority. And
So
it's really
go ahead. I'm sorry.
what?
I'm sorry.
No.
I wanted to
Uh,
ask you just a quick question so we
sure.
can know where we came from and where we're going to. So, for
Okay.
example, I'm just going to share this. Shameless
Okay.
plug, everybody. So I finished the book, Changing the FU to Thank You, How to
Yeah.
Flip the Script and See the Gift. It took 2 years to finish. I thought I was going to be done last year. I thought I was going to be done, but the 7-year, so 2023 didn't happen, right? So where did we come from 7 to 8 to going into 9?
Okay, well, we can start with 1 if you want to do that. We can do the 1. Okay, numerology runs on a 9-year cycle.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And every number in the universe comes down to those digits 1 through 9. There's no other, you can't get any other numbers besides 1 through 9. So if you want, we'll start there. And then because that 7, I'll explain that 7 and why this is the year to do what you're doing. And this is the year that I've done what I've done. So, okay.
Right.
In a 1 year, this is and some of you, okay, I'm going to step back. Okay. Now that we're going to get into personal year, this is how you calculate your personal year. You take your birth month and your birthday and you add it to 2024. So whatever your birth month is, whatever your birthday is, add 8 to it. And that will give you another number. Add those numbers together and then get 1 digit. You got to come down to 1 digit. Just keep adding them together till you get 1 digit. And that will tell you what your personal year is. Now, that personal year carries a more weight than the universal 8, because this is the number that really comes to you. Did you calculate yours? I'm in. I see. I am an 8. I'm an 8 personal and an 8 universal. So I get a double 8, which, whoo, we'll talk about
So
that.
I've
What
got
did you come up with, honey?
so 12, 27. So we've got 3 and 5 and 7 is 9. And then we add 8 to that. So that is dun 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 dun, dun. It's a 17.
Yeah, right,
And 1 and 7 is an 8,
right.
right?
So you're in a, yes, you're in an 8 year as well, except
Did I
3
do that?
plus 3 plus, wait, 27 is a 9, right?
27 is
December 27.
December 27th. Yeah.
Okay, so
Did I do that wrong?
uh, yeah, I don't know that that's right, because 3 plus 9 is a 3 plus 8. You're at 11 2 year, honey.
Wait, so 3 plus 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, oh, that's a 3.
So 3 plus 8 is 11 2. So you're in a 2 year.
I'm in a 2 year. Never mind. I'm in a 2.
That's all right. That works out okay too anyway. So that does still calculate. But okay, so because you started your book last year, right? Is that when you started it?
I started it 2 years ago.
2 years. Okay. So then, oh, interesting. Okay. So what Elias did and what I do, my, again, your birthday, birth month. Does everybody have it calculated? If you can't, can you stick it in the chat or figure it out or whatever?
Calculator. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll help you if you can't figure it out. Okay. So let's start with number 1, because we're the first year. That's new beginnings. Absolutely new beginnings. And this is the year that you really make, and there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things coming at you because it's a 1 year. And this is the year to take advantage of all those opportunities and really to think about what it is you want to manifest in the next 9 years. How do you see yourself in the next 9 years? 9 years later, what do you want to be? What do you want to see out of you? Okay. So this is what I tell people. I probably said this on your show before, but it bears repeating. So when I think about manifesting something, I have 3 columns. The first column is my must-haves. So for instance, must-have. All right, good health, right? We all want to be healthy. That's a main thing. So that's a must-have for me. And your must-have can be anything. A friend of mine said that she'd just gotten out of an interesting relationship. I'll say it that way. And so she said, my must have is the next guy's got to be sober. Okay. So, your must haves, right? So you're really clear on what you must have. Your second column is would be nice if. Okay. So would be nice if I lost a few pounds, whatever, you make up your whatever. The third column, and I think this is the most important, this is your wildest dreams column. Now, this is where you write down everything and you absolutely do not censor yourself. That's how important it is to really plant the seeds for what you want to manifest in the next 9 years. I'm not kidding. It all starts here. Everything that you do in that 1 year is going to play out in the next 9. So it's really important you get that down. And it's going to be full. It's going to be a lot. It's also going to bring up masculine issues. Can do that as a 1 because 1's a masculine number. 2 is the receptive number, but 1 is the masculine number. Independent, step into leadership. Really an important. It is. It's absolutely it's a start. It's your foundation. Okay, so now if you're in a 2 year, when you add all those digits together, keep adding them, and you come up with a 2. Thank goodness you get kind of a reprieve in a 2 year. You get to step back. Last year, that 1 year is all about you and everything you want. The 2 year is more about diplomacy, partnership, playing nice with others, cooperation, not competition. It's almost even that you defer to others for guidance. It's an intuitive. 2 is the receptive number. It's the feminine number. So you're going to receive. It's a really intuitive year. Good year to fill in the details of all those things you wanted to manifest last year. Okay, this is your year to kind of, you've outlined it, for instance, now you're going to fill in the blanks. Okay. Plus, as a receptive, really good intuitive year. Really think about making that connection to your higher self, your God, your goddess, whatever, universe, however you call it, that source. So that's really important. Your 3 year, this is the fun year. Okay. Yes, Delora, yes. And because that's exactly what, how are we doing now? Elias was coming up
Right.
with. So two, now that's in my book too, Delora. Thanks for bringing that up. That's a master number. And I don't have a lot of time to get into it, but the book does. The book can tell you a little bit more. So then you get to go into a 3-year, which is the 1 plus the 2. You've got the masculine, the feminine, and coming together, you've got this incredible creativity. So that 3-year is your year to be creative. My life path is a 3, and we're communicators. We love to talk. So that's really what a 3-year is about. It's about communication and about, again, it's going to be kind of an out there year, very social. 3s love life. They want to live life. They want to enjoy life. So if you want to have a good time, hang out with a 3 because they're usually pretty fun people. And so this is a year to get in touch with your emotions too, your feelings, and be able to express them because, again, it's a communicative year. So awesome year to really get into your emotions. And if there's some things that aren't resolved, say family issues, for instance, and they're going to come up because this is a year to really resolve a lot of, well, I'll say family issues in emotional.
Mhm.
Yeah, anything is swept under the rug might just come up in a 3-year just to clear, because it really is, that's all what it really is about. But it's a year to really enjoy. Your social calendar will be full in a 3-year. So enjoy that year, because in a 4-year, that's the worker year. You're going to keep your nose to the grindstone, and you're just going to keep your head down and do your work and build a foundation for the rest of the 9-year cycle. Now, this is really important because you need a strong foundation, because that 5-year is going to, you get to leap off from that foundation in a 5-year. But I want to finish up with the 4. Not a year to take risks. You just stay in your box and do your work. And for some people like me, 4 is a really tough year because I like to just enjoy. Well, you got to do your work too, right? You can't just enjoy all the time. There's got to be a balance in all of that. So in that 4-year structure, diligence, discipline, just keeping yourself focused. And there's rewards at the end of that 4-year, meaning there's you're going to be able to look back on that 4-year and say, all right, I did my work. Thank you. I did my work. And the payoff is having a really strong foundation for the 5-year. Okay. That's what's really coming up. Now, the 5-year, this is your year: expansion, freedom, again, enjoying life at everything, all the senses, all 5 senses, and for some others, 6 senses, but really enjoying life. And it's a transformative year. New opportunities can come sometimes, and they can be challenging. I'll say that opportunities can be challenging, but there's also, take advantage of any opportunity. It's a year to take risks. And that 4-year, no, you keep your head down and you just do your work. In a 5-year, take advantage of all, as all goes. No, Diane, great question. This changes, as you can imagine, it changes because every year January to January, because 2024 changes to 2025. So 2 plus 2 plus 5 is a 9-year. So January to January. Okay. There is another number, your essence number, that is birthday to birthday.
Awesome.
But just know that. Yeah. Okay. So 5-year, enjoy. Absolutely. Get out there and experience everything. It's a good travel year. It's a good year to really do things that maybe you wouldn't do. Like, your New Year's resolution could be, all right, I'm going to try something new every week or every month. I'm going to do something. That's a great year to do that, because it is an freedom, expansion. Great 5-year. Now, in a 6-year, you get to kind of come back a little bit. 6 is all about home, family, and relationships. Okay. So this is the year that you need to stay. They're going to need you more. Your home is going to need you more. Your family's going to need you more. Just things are going to come up. It's a good year to remodel, even clean out the garage. I mean, there's just do something special with your house and your home. Make it more of a home. And we call this the marriage and divorce year. I know that's extreme, but all of your relationships are under the spotlight, especially your marriage, if your most important one, right? So it's your year to really take a look at that and just and maybe renew your vows, for instance. Really get in touch. And if you choose something else, then this is really your year to look at that. It's a responsible year. It's time to, you can't shirk any more responsibilities in a 6-year. You've got to do it. In fact, I wrote my book in a 6-year. That might be your deal too, because interestingly, it was important for me to write this book because I couldn't find one like it. I found either, it seemed like silly ones, or I found encyclopedias. And I thought, people don't have time for either one of those anymore. I want to write a book for people can just look this up and go, okay, I'm in an 8-year. What is this? There it is. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, Andrea, I'm sorry, honey. But, okay. That's another good point, because don't forget to take care of yourself. That's so important, especially in a 6-year, because you cannot refill from an empty cup, right? You can't fill other people's cups. You've got to take care of yourself. And so get your nails done or whatever. And you know what I mean? Do something for you. It's really important. I have a person dear to me right now that is, there you go, good Delora, that is just being pulled at all the ends, and you can't do that. Watch your codependence. That's important. And watch a martyrdom. In the 6-year, that's some things we can kind of lean that way sometimes, but really important, really, really important. Take care of yourself. Just know that your relationships are going to be pretty focused this year. Okay, that's a 6-year. 7-year, hallelujah. You're going to get to relax a little bit in that 7-year, and you're going to get your alone time. Really important to get that alone time. And it's an internal year. Again, connecting to your higher source. That's important. And doing the research. And it's a year to ask those questions. What do I really want? What's this year about? What's my life about? And you might end up by the end of the year changing your trajectory. You might see yourself doing something totally different. But it's that 7-year of introspection that you really, really need. So just know, Andrea, that in the next year you're going to get some alone time. That 7 energy is all about solitude and rejuvenation and relax. Find yourself a piece of nature. Just if you can, take the kids for a walk, or just nature really does refill you. I can honestly say that. So that 7-year is going to be interesting for you, because that's a good time to do some major writing, and it's also a good time to honor yourself, honor your questions, honor what you really need to do in your life to really, really honor you. And an 8-year, okay, here we are, family. This is the 8-year, and I told you it's all about business management, being the authority, using that introspective wisdom that you got in your 7-year and bringing that into the material world. That's a huge, huge piece of it. And taking time to manifest more of your aspirations, but doing the business and money. Oh, let me tell you, money comes and goes in an 8-year. And it's also the year that you learn about money, whether you have it or not. It's a year that you're going to get life lessons about money. And it's a year to really step outside conventional thought, expand your thought, because 8's a transformative year. It's a really, it can be a very expansive year. And be a leader. Be a leader. Step into your own power. It's an empowerment year, because, like I said, you're going to be the authority. Be the authority. Trust your intuition, because that's going to be an important part of this year. And there can be changes in your, yes, absolutely, changes in your career and your personal life. There's all kinds of possibilities in an 8-year, because it really touches almost every aspect of your life and creating prosperity. Okay, so now we have survived 1 through 8. Now here's the 9-year, where all of it comes together, because where that 1 was all about new beginnings, the 9 is all about endings, completion, resolution. So it is, again, a major transitional phase because you are looking at letting go, uh, letting go of things that you don't need anymore. Now, this is interesting because um, I get stuck on that. Well, I gotta let go of that. I gotta let go of that, and
Yeah.
I get stuck in that. So what I think about is, okay, what is it that I really want to take with me in the future? So instead of what burdens do I want to let go of, it's like, well, what burdens do I want to carry? Or what energy do I want to carry with me in the future? Well, I don't, okay, I don't want to do sugar anymore, or whatever, diet or exercise or whatever. This is the year to really release it and make room. And this is the big piece, because you're letting these things go that you don't need anymore. Whether you want them to go or not, things will leave. And I'll tell you that right now, things will leave in a 9 year. 9 year is about, nine is about a loss, about loss. Number nine means loss. And I'm not saying everybody, I'm not saying always intense. I'm just saying things leave in a 9 year. So just know that and stay on top of it. And that would be my advice. Stay on top. What is it that you want to clear out? And because you want to make room for what's coming up in your beginning 1 year, the next 2026 is a 1 year, and get ready for that because it's going to be big. We're moving in, you know that. We're moving faster. Things are bigger. Things are just, they're getting more intense. So it's really important to be on top of it so much. And be clear, declutter your life, declutter your closets. It really, on every level, is time to just really let it all go. Um,
Which is important.
oh, oh, go ahead.
Andrea says, I've been Marie
Oh,
Kondoing like crazy. This is probably right. And that's important,
mm,
guys. So we're talking about the personal um, cycle, the personal numbers, right?
right, right.
And we're going to move into the life. No, what number, what 2024 moving into 2025?
Is going to be in 9 years. So we're moving into that universal year number nine.
Universal
So,
number. That's what I was thinking of.
yeah,
Universal, which is different than your personal number, guys.
right.
Universal number is different than your personal number. So Susan's going to move us and talk us into, well, let's ask this. Let's ask, does
Okay.
anybody have any questions? Not specific, like what am I? What am I? Any questions about specific personal number before we go to universal number, which affects all of us? Happy birthday to you, Laura.
Oh,
Um,
yay.
and good evening. Happy birthday. Thanks for being here. Yes. So is an 11 different than 2?
Yes. It's, well, yes. And okay. It's on top of, it's a higher vibration. 11 is a higher vibration of two. So you can imagine that it's going to be more spiritual. I'll say it that way. There's an infusion of spiritual energy, spiritual power, if you will, that you wouldn't normally just have in a 2 year. The other thing about a 2 year, which is interesting, is it's good year for relationship also. I said six was always a good year for, it is, but two is also one. And two is a year that we find people, maybe you change your home. Six, you might change your home as well. Which, by the way, Andrea, if you're in a 6 year, honey, you're doing exactly what you need to do, is cleaning out those closets in that 6 year. That's perfect. Perfect thing to do with that six energy that you get.
So these are the traits for an 11 year. What Susan is saying is the 1 and 1 is 2, but an 11 is if you have an 11, but you have to add those two numbers together. If you got an 11, like I got an 11, but it's really a
Right.
2, it's a higher vibration of 2 than the regular 2. Here's the interesting thing. October 17th was our second wedding anniversary. So, and John and I both have the same birth date. Obviously, 2 years difference, but we're both 12/27.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I was talking to you, because I will be legally changing my name hyphenated, which changes my number.
Yeah, it does.
I'll be Elias Patras Vitorino, will be changing all of it, just like when you change your S to a Z, changed it too. So I want to talk to you about that later.
Oh, I know. We're gonna have to. Well, I'll have to calculate that. I wish you told me earlier, but we'll talk. We'll because we really need to know what those are.
Um,
Uh, oh, go ahead.
so 2 with a booster of 11. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes.
Right, right. Now, your intuition is going to be more intense with that 11. Like I said, it's a higher vibration. So a lot of spiritual growth, another expansive year, and expanding your consciousness. That's a big piece of it too. Making sure that you have a positive moral code that really elevates your spiritual capacity. And that too sometimes, and I should say that too sometimes can get critical. That's kind of the challenging side of the two. So in a 2 year, really watch your inner critic and
Yep.
be gentle with yourself. And again, pay attention to the details. But
Andrea,
really,
this is the best way to explain everything is really Susan's book. Really,
oh,
too, because
oh,
I
thanks.
believe I believe what I'm hearing or reading actually is, you're trying to figure out your life life number.
Life path. But okay, that's a different deal. And we can talk about that. I'm
It's a
sorry.
different deal. But
Yeah,
we're not talking about life plan tonight, Andrea,
no,
but if you want to, it's your birth date completely. Birth month, day, and year. Your date that you were born. Add all those numbers together, and that's your life path. Am I correct in saying that?
right,
Oh, good.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay. Perfect.
Good.
So, but now if you just want to do your year, it's this,
Mhm.
it's your birth month and your birthday and this current year, 2024, which is 8. So
Right.
easy, really
And that
easy.
is your
Yeah.
personal
That's your personal year.
year. Now
Yeah.
we're going to go talk about your life.
You want to talk about, we can talk about, okay, now can I plug my new book?
Yeah, I
Because
want
I'm
you.
writing in,
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Go
All
for it.
right. So this is really cool. I'm still working on it. It's, everybody say a quick prayer for March next year because that's when I'm planning to bring it out. But there's two, and we get to talk about them both tonight. This is really cool because there's two parts of numerology that people really want to know, and the main part that that people need to know is their life path. And their life path, again, like Elias just said, was you add your birth date together and you just keep adding until you get one digit. So unless it's a double digit, we'll talk about that later. But just keep adding those numbers until you get one. That life path, those are your superpowers. These are the gifts. These are the powers you came into this lifetime, and you are to use those superpowers to achieve your destiny, achieve your purpose, do anything in this lifetime. Okay, like I told you, I'm a 3. Huh? 3s are talkers and they're creatives. Well, I wrote a book. I've got another book coming. I'm working on all kinds of creative. I'm a sculptor. I love to weld. I just like, if I don't do something creative every day, I get cranky. So it's like this is truly who I am. And when I found out, I mean, I always liked to write, but I never knew that could really write. Let me say it that way until I don't know, mid 30s really. So knowing these things before then, oh, okay, you're a communicator. Okay, you can do this. You can. These are great things. Okay.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
So
sorry, let me just. There we go.
okay.
Go
Oh, I heard something there. Anyway, so they're your superpowers. So that's part of the book is know your superpowers. And the other part is a little, we touched on it a little bit when I talked about the personal year, because it'll go into the personal year a lot more in depth than I did. So know your personal and know your future. What I just gave you was your next year. Next year's a 9-year universally. Whatever your personal year this is for you this year, like Elias is a 2-year, next year's going to be a 3-year. Oh, have fun next year. It's going to be so creative. Oh my gosh, you really enjoy doing that book. And everything you told me before about what you've got planned. Oh, so fun and
right.
social. And yeah, that's all about a 3-year. So anyway, so those are the two things that are going to come out in the book. Now, the thing that I don't know we've ever talked about this, but numerology comes down to a day and a month. So it's not just the year. And when we're in a 9-year next year, January is a 1 year or 1 month. That's how it works out. January is a 1 month.
So before you go further, I just want,
Okay.
guys, I don't want you all to get confused.
Yeah, I might be doing that.
It's a lot of information. We're trying to cram so much into an hour. So let me just give you guys some stuff before Suzan continues on. In her book, it talks about birthday, challenging number, core numbers, current name number, destiny number, essence number, karmic debt number, life path. We were talking about the life path. The life path, again, guys, is your birth date plus birth year, day, month, year. Then major cycle, master numbers, which are the 11s, the 22, the 33s. Maturity number, something different. Missing number, something different. Multiple numbers, something different. Personal year is what we were talking about when you take your birthday and month and this year. That is your personal year. I know it's a lot. The best way is to go ahead and book a session with it.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love them. I love talking to people.
That is the
Clearly.
personal year. And then there's the personality number, the pinnacle number, planes of expression, soul number, a lot. So what she's talking about is now we're doing universal number, right? Which is different. Universal number is different. So even though my life path number, which I know is a 5, my personal year, this is a higher level 2. We're just going to say that it's a 2. Next year, I'm going into a personal number of 3, but my life path is always a 5.
Right. Life path doesn't change.
I hope that helps.
Your life path, that's my superpower number. That's what I call it.
Could be. Because your superpower tonight was your margaritas. Way to go, girl. Way to go. Good for you. So Lori says, I was adopted and my name changed completely. For my name number, do I use my original name or adopted name?
I'm adopted too. I didn't know what my, yeah, I know. Isn't that great? We have a group, Lori. So the name on your birth certificate, that's the name that you use, and because that's who you came in to be. And I didn't know my number or my name until I was 29, actually 29 years old. Then I found out my birth name. So, sorry?
I don't have one.
I know. I just think that's crazy. That's really interesting.
It says the unbaptized bastard child of. I should write out all those letters and go unbaptized bastard child of.
But then, so then the other thing you talked about, because a lot of us have changed our name, right? I got married, so I changed my name, and I'm not changing it back because Owens is a fabulous number. It's a 22-4 number when I add up the name. So it's still your destiny comes from the name on your birth certificate. Okay. And so that's not going to change. What happens when you change your name is you add more numbers, because that's what I did with Suzan. Legally, it's Susan, but I didn't have an 8 in my name. And again, 8's power, management, money, authority. I wanted a Z in my name. So I changed it, not legally, but it's my nom de plume. So you don't change your destiny. You just add energy of other numbers. Okay. So, right. Like you're going to be changing your name. You're going to add another name, right? It's still going to be Elias Patras hyphen
Vitorino. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. V is a 22 number. That's a really great letter. Yeah. It's a great great letter to have in your name.
Dolores says, is there an app for that? Maybe someone's coming up with an app.
God, I don't, you know what, Delora, that's a great idea. Yeah. I'd love to. I don't know. The book will have to sell more.
Elias's name was really that horrible title. Is that really his numerology or the name he was finally given? I mean, we don't have to talk about me, guys. It's all good. Here's what Carson says. I wonder what that number is. Another master number? Hmm.
Oh, there you go. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because there are master numbers. Like 1984, if you were born in 1984, that's a 22-4 year. So there's some energy with that year right there. And we're not going to get another one until like, what is it, 2,200 and I can't, yeah, 2,200. I don't know. I can't remember, 2,287 or some crazy number. I can't think of it in my head right now. But yeah, 1984 is the last of our 22-4 numbers,
So
22-4
I'm so
years.
sorry. I
Interesting.
interrupted you just to
No, no.
explain because people were doing that.
Right. I
Your
don't blame you.
new book, your
Mm.
new book is coming out. You're hoping in March. That's going to talk about the personal.
That's going to be your life path number. So it's going to only just be you're adding your birthday together. Going to be a lot of information about it. And then I'm also going to have the master numbers in there. Well, there's some in that book, but if you're a life path 2, I'll talk about what that is. If you're a life path 1, as a leader, what all those amazing gifts as a life path 1. I can go real quick. If you add your birthday together, keep adding till you get 1 digit. A life path 1, okay? That is a leader you love. It's like your way or the highway. You are the one with the ideas. You generate all these ideas. You're not necessarily the one that's going to bring it into fruition. You will attract people to do that, but you are the leader, and you like being the leader. You don't like being overlooked. I can say that about a 1. The
Oh,
2s,
it's this. IB Mara, it's this. Wisdom of Numerology. This is Susan's book. So this is it. So it's an excellent book. Excellent. Available on her website or on Amazon. Go ahead.
yeah. And then also, oh, hey, you know what? If anybody wants to do, I'm working on this too. I didn't tell you all this stuff I'm working on. Excuse me. I'm going to be doing classes. I'm going to be creating more numerologists in the world. I'm so excited about that. So we'll talk about that next time. But anyway, all right. So if you're a 2, if you added all your birth date numbers together and you came up with a 2, you are the best partner. You are the supportive. You're the one that doesn't have to be in the front of the room. You're the one that really wants to guide other people. Incredibly intuitive. You're the diplomat. You're the one that wants to see everybody get along. You're the one that also doesn't want to see conflict at all, avoid conflict at all costs. Okay. So if you want a good partner, marry a 2. Let me tell you, they're great partners. Stand up for yourself too. That'd be something I'd tell you. 3s, already talked about me enough. We like to talk. And there you go. And have a good time. And 3s are very creative. So they're the dancers, the artists, the singers, the whatever. 4s, there's the worker bees. They're the ones that just like to they like everything in their same in their box. They just like to they follow the rules. They're very loyal, very dedicated. They love the routine and the mundane even. I would caution a 4, get out of your box once in a while. Just think of something different. It's really important to do that. I did a chart the other day for a darling woman, and she has a 4 life path and a 4 destiny. And all she does is work, and she's so happy. And I go, life, honey, is worth living, not just working, you know? And anyway, yeah. Oh, good. Perfect. So then, oh, that's cool. Nice to have those.
Yeah.
And then a 5, oh, you just want to live life to the fullest. That's what 5s do. And it's different. Everything's an opportunity, lots of experiences, lots of growth, freedom at all costs. And the one little caution I would have that is modicum of balance and harmony, trying to, don't go all the way over, enjoy life. Absolutely. But make sure you stay in balanced. Okay. 6, oh, another good partner to have. They're they're great partners. They're all about relationship. They're totally responsible. They are great caregivers. In fact, most of your caregivers are 6. I can honestly say that. I've met enough of them, and they all seem to come out to be a 6. So and humanitarians all the way through. 7, Now, here's an interesting thing about a 7. If you're married to a 7 or you're a 7, you, anyone in relationship with you needs to know that you need to have your alone time, no question. And you've got to take that. Otherwise, you get I want to say electric. It's not good. You need that alone time because you really like, you could just put me in a corner, read me a book or read a book. That's basically what that's about. Because you ask those big questions, like I was talking about in a 7 year, you're constantly asking those, what's life about? What are we doing here? What, and you're skeptical. Sometimes 7s can be skeptical. They're also metaphysical. A lot of people that are interested in this work in metaphysics or 7 because they just they want to know what's underneath things. They don't take things at face value. They not great at relationship. They're just they do well with a 5 or a 1. I can tell you that. So anyway, and then 8s. Oh, here's the business people, the entrepreneurs, the ones that are really, and they either know money or they don't know money. And if that's the case, life will bring them lessons to learn money. It just does. So then, and then we're 9s, and the 9s, oh, humanitarians. They are compassionate and forgiving, and their life is all about unconditional love and compassion and uplifting humanity and consciousness. They look at the big picture. They've lived, well, we all have, but they use all those numbers 1 through 8, and they exhibit all of them through this 9 lifetime. So those are your life path. Add your birthday together, and that's kind of a quickie.
So
That's again a lot of information.
I'm going to ask this before we have to go. I would
Okay.
love if you would come back in January
Oh yeah.
and talk about 2025 so we could talk a little bit more. But guys, this is all about transformation. So we're going to go back to the universal, the universal
Yes.
number. So everybody's involved with an 8 this year. Everybody has all these things happening. Next year, it's that kind of that like, okay, what needs to be cleaned up? Even though you're doing your own stuff over here, that you're a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or 5 or a 6, you're coming back, but you're also the universal number is hitting you with like, yeah, I want to do, so correct me if I'm wrong. I want to do this because let's say I'm in my creative life path. I want to do this, but because the universal is a 9, I need to finish and close up some things so I can do X, Y, and Z. Does that make it? Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely, and everything. Well done. Numerology numbers carry a vibration, and for me, it's empowered me to understand the patterns in my life and that whole 9-year cycle, right? And I've been able to look at them and go with the flow of things. In a 9-year, not always a good year to start anything new. It's really about making resolution. Not to say things don't start in a 9-year, and not to say that, but if you're finding there's a lot of resistance to something, then don't push it. Go with the flow. But the reason I started this has been my year to launch my online business and work on another book and do really put myself out there as an authority because this is an 8-year. That's what I chose to do. That's why I chose to do that.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this all at once. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So, IB 6 plus 13 plus 1979. Yes, that makes you a 9. That makes you a 9 for your life path year. Okay.
Your life path, yeah.
Yes. Book is in my shopping cart. I'm super intrigued. Guys,
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I know we got a little time left, but I'm telling you, yes, it's a lot of information. This book explains every single gosh darn thing Suzan has talked about, and you can read it, and it's easy. It's not like, some books you read.
No,
and
it's not.
oh my God,
yeah.
my Uranus is in my Saturn. Oh God, I thought I got that cleared up. Just,
Well, and really, I love astrology, and astrology and numerology really do fit together. That's the thing. I mean, there's information that I get from astrology I don't get from numerology, and vice versa. The other thing, the tarot fits in there. I'm a 3. I'm an Empress. That's my number. And what's your like? You're a 5, right? You're the Hierophant. Oh my gosh, you're the teacher. You're the student. You are.
I know,
Yes, the
Delora,
wise one.
we got a scammer.
Okay.
No, we're good. I
Oh.
blocked her and we're good. I blocked her and we're good. So Jessica Mike was blocked. Okay, so guys, Jessica Mike, don't even, Leanne, oh my God, hello.
Oh,
Hello.
yay.
And here's something that I wanted to share. So Carson, where are you, Carson? I know you're here. Hang on. And your name change. She chose a 7 for her name.
All right. Interesting.
Fascinating.
Okay.
So, will this be
Again,
for future review? Yes. So if you go on
okay.
Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, Instagram, if you can't find it on Instagram, guys, because I don't know how that works, it's kind of new. Go to my YouTube channel or go to Susan's YouTube channel. Is it going to be on your YouTube?
I do have YouTube. Yeah, absolutely be on YouTube. And then the other thing, write me. I'm Gmail. Wisdom and numerology at Gmail. Send me an email if you got a question. I'd love to answer. No
Yeah.
problem.
Lisa Critch.
Wisdom and
Good to see you, Lisa Critch. You gotta listen to this on YouTube or Facebook, because Lisa, you'll love this. Is like so you, this Wisdom of Numerology book. Guys, Lisa Critch is an amazing chef. She's an amazing chef. And I also think I had my friend Chef James on here too from Chicago. So nice to know chefs, isn't it?
yes.
So you're gonna come back.
Thanks.
You've got a book in March. Hopefully you'll do that. You and I've got our cruise in December. December. Spirit Heart Cruise, you guys. And thanks to Laura. Wisdom of Numerology is Susan's.
It's my webpage.
Right.
Absolutely.
So good. What do we got going on next week? I got to tell you, Susan. Next week we have. Are you ready? Because next week is the 25th. We not only have 1, we not only have 2, we not only have 3.
Oh my gosh.
I have to make sure on the third one, because I think I didn't ask the third one. We have 4 mystery guests. Not 1.
Oh, no way.
Not 3, but 4 mystery guests. And you'll see how they all connect. All about transformation, guys. All about transformation. And I'm excited to announce that November is all about grateful. It's all about grateful. So on November 2nd, Janet Zavala and I will be on retreat. There's 2 spots left. We'll be on a retreat. There's 2 spots left. We'll be on retreat in Mechanicsville, Iowa, which is about 40 minutes away from Cedar Rapids. If you've been wanting to go and you're like, I don't know, call me, email me, and we can work out a plan. Just let me know. It's
fun.
Desires. Think about what Susan just said. This is an 8 year. You want to manifest this for next year. You want to go ahead and do that, right? It's so important. So important. And yes, November 1st will be on retreat. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on retreat. So follow Susan on her socials. She's also on the TikTok, guys. So
I show up. Yeah.
Follow her on the TikTok. Thank you. It's the last retreat of the year. I spilled the beans a little bit the other day. I spilled the beans. Okay. We've got this retreat in Iowa. We also got 555. Thank you. What is her TikTok handle? Wisdom of Numerology. Ta-da! So easy. So January, at the end of January, we're going to be in Florida, restoring balance. with a
Ooh.
co-facilitator, and I got something to talk to you about for next year. Co-facilitator, Beth Eigler, Speak to Beth. She and I are going to be doing that in Hollywood, Florida. At the beginning of March, March 7, 8, and 9, we are doing our very first in a long time, a gay men's retreat. And it is called
Wonderful.
Finding Love in a Gay Men's World, ... It starts with self.
Beautiful. Oh my
So,
gosh.
you guys know anybody?
Wow.
It's
Wonderful.
limited. It's only 14 people available. It'll be in Mechanicsville, Iowa. At the end of March, guys, we are doing, it is called The Mindset of Love, Awakening the Heart and Bridging Self-Love and Growth. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. That is
I know it's good.
at Skamania. We're going to do a sound healing, Chilean-based sound healing, which is different. It's not just someone going around with a gong or a singing bowl. There's so many things with that. It's a beautiful experience. We have some drummers here online. It's beautiful. We also have got cord cutting. We've got a guided meditation with movement, so a trance dance. And we also have a possible retreat happening. Well, I can't spill all the beans, but we might be having a retreat with Kira Schaefer. So I'm going to tell you all about it. It's retreat. That's what I mean. This year was creating all of this and vroom, right into it, right?
Yep.
Then
Right.
you are always welcomed whenever you want, girl. You want to do this, and we'll have you back on the podcast.
Yep.
On
I love that.
Spirit.fm. That is called Your Inner Voice. And guys, speaking of inner voice, if anybody wants to be part of the live podcast we're doing tomorrow, you don't have to show your face. Go to info@eliaspatras.com. We're going to talk about trusting your inner voice, and I'm going to do some readings tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's 11, 12, 2 o'clock Eastern, and 1 o'clock Central. Come join us and go to info@eliaspatras.com if you want to be part of the Zoom. And guys, come join us, because it will look nice to have at least 15 to 20 people in there, because they'll be recorded and they'll be great. Thank you, Delora. So it's
awesome.
This hour goes so by.
Oh no.
So quickly. I hope, I know, Lisa, right? Mamala, where were you? Waiting for you. We didn't talk for 30 minutes waiting for you. I'm kidding. So thank you so much for being here. If you guys
love it. Thank you.
Please go to the YouTube or Facebook and watch the replay. And thank you.
Yeah.
And the last thing is this: unlocking your past lives. If you want to know about your past lives, November 6th, 13 to 20, it's 4.5 hours total. 4.5 hours total. 3-part series. First 10 people that signed up, because I think there's 2 more left. First 10 people that signed up get a copy of my new book.
Yes. Excellent.
A copy. Yes.
Love it. Love it.
FU to thank you. How to flip the script and see the gift. Oh, so good to see you. So good to see you. I missed you too. All right, guys.
Oh, Diane.
Suzan, hang on for a minute. Everyone, thank you for being here. And remember, we are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community. From our hearts to yours. Be well, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Thanks again, Suzan. Take care.